Mahaganapati, please abide in this measly mound of turmeric. Everything is that presence alone. It just shows that the vision in practice. Puja items, sandalwood because it smells wonderful, and kumkumam. Kumkumam is burnt turmeric, really, and this camphor, all these things, these are all traditionally that were used. Camphor is symbolic because it is, you see, turmeric is medicinal, antiseptic. And in those days there was no way to protect the deities from all these, ants and cockroaches and everything. So the last wash in Abhisheka was always a turmeric wash. You see, that makes sense. And even when you bathe, you're supposed to bathe in little turmeric water. And the one from turmeric is ancient and special. And then the kumkumam stands for Shakti, the feminine power of the goddess. And then the camphor is used because it burns without leaving a trace. And so too may my ignorance, jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. So may the fire of knowledge burn through my ignorance and my karmas. That is what you pray each time you do arati. Very beautiful. Ignorance is not kshanika. Ignorance doesn't come and go. Vritti is kshanika. Yeah, vritti comes and goes. Very good. What? I press this?
Oh, yes. The down bottom, the red. Did it ever go off? No, the. Oh. Maybe it just. Oh, it turned off because it was off for a while.
If we need moksha, does it have to be the path of jnana yoga only? Or does karma yoga leads to moksha also? Karma yoga, without karma yoga, there is no jnana yoga. Karma yoga includes bhakti, and karma yoga is needed to prepare one's mind for jnana. Karma yoga gives moksha indirectly through preparing you for the knowledge. And it is only knowledge that liberates, because you are not away from yourself. I mean, karma is for things that are away. The flower here is on the table away from me, so I bring it back to myself. So I say, I want the flower, so some karma is needed. But this inner flowering of knowledge is you. It's already there. And so therefore what? If karma is not there, it is hidden by ajnanam. So that ajnanam has to be spirited away by knowledge. Okay. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this is the prayer of protection. And why do you need protection? Because there are forces, sometimes invisible, sometimes inimical, sometimes both. And what are those forces we'll see later. Let us look at the translation first. Ava purastat. Purastat, in front. Protect the path in front, that is directly in front. Ava paschataat. this atta, this atta is there. Atta means that which has been attracted to. So that which has been attracted to the front, dispel that, remove that, protect it. Protect the back, Then what's the next one? Ava uttarattaat, protect protect the northern direction, protect the south, and front back can also mean east west, north south, the cardinal directions. And then ava cha urdhvataat, urdhvam means upar, and then adhara means niche, down. So protect up, down, and all around. That is what it means. Sarvato mam, from all sides, sarvataha, pahi pahi samantat. Until the end of the teaching, please protect completely from all sides, So this is very beautiful. The wanting the protection is a wonderful, tradition in the Veda, because we recognize that the distractions are too many. That's why so many Shanti mantras are taught. And when we study Brahma Sutras, we chant 10 Shanti mantras before the Brahma Sutra is, because the holier the text and the more difficult it is to gain, more the prayers. How many prayers we have for Panini? 5 or 7 we counted, like that. So this is what the whole thing is. And so here we recognize that the distractions are too many, and we recognize that the mind is a magnet for distraction. Just like iron filings and a magnet, picks up all the iron filings, it just attracts them to itself. The mind attracts to itself all kinds of distractions. So you can be sitting here, the body is physically present, and the mind is in a cake. I told you, and and the mind is somewhere else, the mind is outside, and sometimes the mind prevails by saying, did I lock the house, before coming here? Did I do this? Oh, what needs to be done? And online it's even worse, because everything is right there, and there is no teacher looking and saying, sit in one place, I mean, you can see the teacher, but the teacher cannot see you. So you can be doing all kinds of things. Live stream, it's even worse, because at least online, in this our classroom, there are other people also. So you feel, okay, I'm not just a, I'm not a bakra. Bakra means some kind of a, gullible fellow that's listening to this teaching. There are some other few people also that have given up their mornings and they are listening to this. So maybe this is worthwhile after all. So I think I should pay attention. That feeling is there. But on live stream, you don't see anybody else. It's all just you, and the teacher. That's all it is. And the teacher is far removed. Teacher cannot see you. So the distractions are too many. Suddenly you feel like getting up. And suddenly, and especially the people who have gotten used to the fact that each time you're sitting in front of a television or a projecting device, you have to have something, this is the movie culture. Popcorn culture, movie culture, So, you're saying aha to the knowledge, but it is accompanied by swaha here. So the aha, swaha, this is what is, this is the old conditioning, nothing wrong, but this is the old conditioning. So then you sit in front of the Vedanta teacher also, and some people tell me, I know I'm not doing the right thing, but without eating murukku and having a cup of tea, I'm not able to listen to you. I say, go for it, have 2 cups of tea, if that's what it takes, it's okay, because we live in Kali Yuga, modern times, it's all right, theek hai. But you know what I'm saying, if that's all that it is, it's okay. But then the teenager, I did one few classes for teenagers, and then I stopped it because they started to play video games, and during the class, and because their lifestyle is such that the attention is very Facebook and all that oriented, Twitter oriented, and SMS oriented. And for a traditional teacher of Vedanta, it's hard to compete with these modern devices, And so, and they would tell me, they're very truthful. People generally are very truthful. And the teenagers would tell me that, unless I multitask, I cannot listen to you. It's a spoof, it's not real. Even though you feel you're paying attention, you're not really paying attention. And so the distractions that in this world are too many. And so many times it happens, I'm sure that you will recognize this. You are listening to me and suddenly ding, the phone dings. Not rings, dings. Which means what? There is some SMS that has come. And so what do you do? You're listening and then you're also checking that. And then the computer dings. That there is a sound. Whenever a mail comes, there makes a sound. Ding, ding, ding. And then what? Gone? And so therefore, we have to understand this, that these distractions are so many. And the distractions come and they catch what? A distracted mind. And the mind itself, like I said, is a magnet for these distractions. On the days when you're listening Vedanta online and then there is no distraction, no mail, no SMS, then also there is a distraction. How? Why nobody is writing to me? It's already 10 o'clock, nobody is writing to me. How come? How come no mails? See, already the mind has gone. So therefore, we have a practice, a very beautiful practice of putting the intentionality as far out as it will go and saying, please protect the horizons of this teaching. Very beautiful. So it's not just the direction, it's the horizon. So we create a sacred circle, and this is what the Shanti Mantra is done in the beginning. That's why nobody should move after Shanti Mantra. You just sit and listen there, and you cannot walk all around and do whatever you feel like. It's not a cocktail party. The classroom is different. In cocktail party, you're supposed to move around and mingle. You shouldn't be sitting. That is seen as anti-social. Here, if you move around, it is anti-teaching, really. And so to avoid the distractions, it is very, very wonderful practice of praying. And even before any ritual or any Maha Mantra is chanted like Rudram, we have this, Lagunyasa. It is protecting the various body parts from distraction, from any kind of calamities, and then creating a spiritual sacred circle of protection where there are insiders, namely us, and then outsiders, namely them. Who are the them? The cakes and the phone calls and the emails. Yeah, all those things. So we make a conscious distinction between us and them, not on the level of the absolute, but not on the level of, Adhidaivikam, no, everything is connected, everything is one. But paradoxically, to understand that, you have to have an inner circle, a sacred circle of just us. And what is this? Teacher and student. So the sacred circle is very easy to create, and you want the same sacred circle when you do puja, when you do any mental activity that is taxing, that requires a lot of samadhanam, focus. So this is a good thing to do, not just for teaching, but for teaching it is anivarya, it is extremely essential. So how does it go? You just say, "Oh Bhagavan, oh Ganapati," here, protect the eastern direction. And then again at the level of Adhibhautikam, at the level of the elements and the elementals, we have the eastern direction has a certain energetic representation. It's not just east. What is the east? The east represents creation. Correct? And the creation is the biggest distraction. Yeah. Yeah. You just look at a newborn baby, everything goes, finished, You just created. just come out. And you say, oh, finish, nothing else, matters. The creation is very compelling. And that is why, except in Thailand, in no other place Brahmaji is worshipped. You don't worship the Bhagavan as the creator. Extremely distracting for knowledge. Because what you are trying to do is transcend the spoof of this creation. You are not trying to worship the creation. So so when you say protect me from the east, what are you saying? You are saying protect me from those distracting energies connected with creation. Because connected with creation there are certain energies. And what is that energy? The energy of newness, the energy of something coming to life, which is dangerous. Not that something coming to life is in itself dangerous, but in terms of this teaching, it becomes a distraction because I want to follow that. Correct? Yeah. So, and when you say our, you protect means you let the creative energies of the East without the distracting energies of that associated with creation. So you're protecting in a very proactive way. You're not shutting out creativity. You're shutting out the reality given to this creation. You have to see this. This is very important. Then protect me from the West. The West is a sad place. Why? Sunset. Yeah, everything sets. And it's a time of retreat. It's the time of going deep inside. It's a time of sleep. So when you say protect me from the West, what are you asking for protection? From sleep. Yeah. Because there are two kinds of distractions that the tradition discusses. What are they? One is called laya. What is laya? Sleep. And the other one is called vikshepa, projection. So if the East represents the projection, the West represents what? Laya, dissolution or sleep. These are the two distractions. That's why they come right at the beginning. This is so meaningful. But the West has some other wonderful things. So when you say protect me only from the inimical things. The Western energy also is the energy of going inward, which one needs for this teaching, just like the creative mind one needs for this teaching. That is not being blocked. Only thing that is being blocked is the inimical aspect of the Western energy, which is laya. Yeah. So the laya and vikshepa, this is so lovely. Laya and vikshepa are taken care of. Ava purastat, ava paschataat. Correct? And then what? Ava uttarataat, the north. The north is a place of vairagya. The north is a place of moksha. So protect me not from moksha, protect me for moksha. The north is also a place where of withdrawal in a spiritual way. It's a place of energetically withdrawing spiritually. But then may one not withdraw so much that one is not available for the teaching. Yeah. So the north, is fascinating because in every marriage ceremony of most places, especially in the south, you have this thing called, you have a ritual called Kashi Yatra. Kashi is in the north, And what is this Kashi Yatra? Very interesting. So the groom, just before the marriage rituals are going to begin, says bye-bye. He says, I have decided not to get married. A wonderful decision, but anyhow, that we are not going to go there. So, what does the groom say? I am repairing to a life of withdrawal, represented by the north, and he starts to take a few steps northwards. Northwards, rather. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Northwards, he starts to take a few steps. And the parents of the groom and the bride, especially the parents of the bride, call him back, make him sit down on a chair, give him an umbrella, give him a coconut, give him gifts, give him a watch, give him vastra, new clothes, and they invite him back into samsara and say, they don't invite him back into samsara. They say, you can go, but the journey is very arduous and difficult. Please take a companion. And here we have a wonderful companion for you. Take her with you. You go, but take her with you. So you see, so it's not that the northern journey is blocked, but it is done in a very compassionate way, with self-compassion. And you know it is difficult, so you have a companion along the way. How lovely this is, because one is not ready yet to leave everything. And so that represents the north. And then, interestingly, during sannyasa you have the same ritual where the student drops all the clothes into the flowing Ganga and takes a few steps northwards. Yes. And the guru or the student of the guru calls them back and calls this student back before the undercurrents of the Ganga hit. Yeah, you just go away. And the student, the guru or the guru bhai calls the person back and gives them the orange clothes and say, at least be a blessing for the society. Teach. Or even if you don't teach, be such a person that you can be of service to the people, because people need you. So you see, it's the same thing. So the extreme north is not good, It's a place of cold. It's a dark place. And if you're not ready for that darkness, if your inner brilliance does not shine through that darkness, forget it, You will need some depressants. So protect me from that energy which is too extreme, too harsh. Make it easy so that I can go towards the north, but in a protected, supported, loving way, And then what else? South. Ayayyo. South is Yama's domain. Who is Lord Yama? Adhisthana Devata of Mrityu. That's why only one deity can face south. Which is that? The one who swallows death. Lord Dakshinamurti, the Adi Guru. Only the teacher can face south because the teacher swallows death. This Adi Guru Bhagavan in the form of the teacher swallows up completely death. And the rest of the people, the rest of the devatas also cannot face south. So the south is a place of fear and sorrow. It's a place of enforced separations. And it's a place of total, what's the word for it? Giving up, enforced vairagya. So protect me from death. My own and, that of the teacher and that of the surroundings and that of people in the family, perhaps, because, anything that takes me away from the teaching. So protect me from death, simple, on a very simple level. And the southern direction also is about, calamities. What are calamities? These tapas, various tapas, afflictions. And protect from that also. And you're not just asking just for this teaching, you're asking for the whole world to be protected from all these things. But specifically right now, we are invoking this for the teaching situation, And then protect me from above. What is above? Drones these days. Yeah. And we hear that these drones are dropping bombs, on marriage party, on hospitals and everything, and then giving some money in compensation. Ridiculous. On a more serious note, above means punya, below means papa. So protect me from punya? Arey, ye kya baat hai? I thought I needed to accumulate punya for the sake of this knowledge. Now you are saying protect me from punya. Ultimately, punya is a golden spoon in the mouth, correct? Which mouth? Next life mouth. Yeah. It's a golden shackle for next life. So lots of punya means what? You are born in Saudi Arabia, where you can't even open your mouth. And you are born in a rich family because too much punya. What is the use? No use. And so this is, you can't when you enter certain of these Middle East places, you can't even carry a Bhagavad Gita with you, you cannot carry. This confiscated at the airport. Much less the photos of if you carry, they just tear it right in front of you. You cannot carry. So like this, what is the use of having so much punya? So here, protect me not from punya, protect the punya so that it is filtered and channeled to increase the opportunities for this learning without it being a shackle that imprisons me in the world of comforts or the wanting of constant comfort. Yeah, how beautiful. And then finally, protect me, of course, from papas overpowering the teaching situation. Protect all of us from the papas overpowering the situation. And increase the flow of punya only to the rechannel the punya, and protect from any duritas. And the Ganapati is, of course, the first one to invoke for all obstacles. And this is the tradition that has started. Please protect me. Sarvato mam pahi pahi samantat. And that being said, in case I have forgotten all the other northwest and southeast, all these other directions I have not included, protect me from all around any calamities that befall me before I gain this knowledge, before I internalize and assimilate this knowledge. Please help me with this. Samantat means completely, fully, until the end, help me. Tvam vangmayastvam Chinmayah Tvamanandamayastvam Brahmamayah Tvam Sacchidanandad Advitiyosi Tvam pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvam jnanamayo Vijnanamayosi. Yeah. So now this is back to the teaching again. And who is you that is protecting, in case we have forgotten? Yeah, Ganapati. And who is this Ganapati? Tvam Vangmayah. Yeah, Ganapati's other name is Vagisha. The Isha, the Lord of speech. Ganapati's other name is Vagisha. And even if you take Ganapati as Sacchidananda, as Brahman, where does speech come from? Brahman alone. So Vangmayah, see, the suffix mayat has three meanings, grammatically speaking. Excuse me. So the word mayat, the suffix mayat has three meanings. One is in the sense of preponderance, prachuryarthe. Like when I say, Annamayo hi yajnaha. Oh, where did you go yesterday? I went to a fire ritual. What was it like? It was filled with food. Meaning, it was full of food. Annamayaha. Like that. So there is a question of prachurya, means a preponderance. And then the second meaning of the suffix mayat is called vikara, a modification. Like when you say the five koshas, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. What is that? A modification of Ananda, a modification of the body, because the food is not just in the body. The idlis are not sitting sideways, even though sometimes it feels like it if you have too many, So the idlis are not coming out as muscles and, and fat. The idlis, it's a vikara of idlis, a caloric vikara the idli undergoes. So idli is equal to calories, so that is called vikara, that is the maya here. So if you say the body is idli maya, that means it's a vikara of idlis. It's not just that it is full of idlis, okay? And then the third meaning, rarely used but it's an important one to know in this context, of the suffix mayat is swarthe. What is swarthe? In its own sense. It doesn't mean preponderance, it doesn't mean modification of a particular thing to which it is affixed or attached, but it means in its own sense. So Vang Maya doesn't mean full of speech. Oh Ganapati, you are a talkative fellow. No. Or it doesn't mean distorted or a vikara of speech. Oh Ganapati, you don't talk straight. No, the two meanings don't fit. So if they don't fit, what do you have to do? Go for the third one. What is the third one? You are speech itself. You are speech itself. Meaning all speech arises, you can take it, in the sense of the tatastha lakshana, all speech arises from your blessing. You are the creator of speech. So wherever there is speech, you preside. Or you can take Swarupa Lakshana. Everything has come from Brahman. You are, that Brahman. And of course, I revere you in the form of speech. Why? Because you see, this is a Mahavakya. Really, when you say Tvam, what is that Tvam? That Tvam which is everything, which is Sacchidananda, which is Bhagavan, is what? Vang Mayaha. It is immediately available each time I open my mouth. Bhagavan speaking. This is a Mahavakya. Who would know, And people have the habit of saying there are 4 Mahavakyas. And one they will give from each Veda. Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi, Ahamatma, Ayamatma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. There are not 4 Mahavakyas. Mahavakya is that which reveals the truth of the Jiva as Ishvara. Reveals the non-separation of the Jiva from the whole, from the Ishvara. That is Jiveshvara Yoho Aikyartha Vakyam Mahavakyam. That is Mahavakya. That which reveals the oneness of Jiva and Ishvara. So here what is it doing? Revealing the oneness, correct? Yeah. So Tvam Vang Mayaha, you are speech itself. Where is speech? It's not coming, through the ether. It is right here residing in your throat. You speak. So you even if you cannot speak, you say finished. That is Bhagavan. Yeah, that is Bhagavan right there. Accessible Bhagavan. And then what? Tvam Chinmayaha. It's again, Chit means that which is the sentient conscious presence, that consciousness itself you are. Again it's a Mahavakya. How? Where is that consciousness? In the one that is cognizing this consciousness. The one who says you are that consciousness happens to be that consciousness. It is that consciousness alone which is recognizing this consciousness. Correct? So, Tvam Chinmaya, you are nothing but consciousness. You are that presence. That which makes the air, that which makes the air blow. You see, again here we have Swarupa Lakshana, that which makes the air, air. That which makes the air airy, Swarupa Lakshana. That which makes the air blow, Tatastha Lakshana. Bhishasmad vatah pavate, Bhishodeti suryah, Bhishasmad agnischendrascha, Mrityurdhavati panchama iti. As though out of respect for which the air blows, the wind blows. And out of that same fear of offending which, what else? The sun rises. Because of whose presence alone Indra and Agni fall into the assembly line of whatever work they have to do for the day. Yeah. They punch in. For one kalpa they are punched in. They cannot punch out without whose permission? And then Mrityuhu, the fifth one. Panchama here means fifth one. We have discussed 4. Vayu, Indra, Agni and what else? Surya. 4 we have discussed. The fifth one, which happens to be Mrityu, last but not the least, which makes everyone run. If you hear the word death, everyone runs from death, Death and taxes, somebody said. Everybody runs from that. Some people are not popular. They have a karma like that. Poor Lord Yama, He may just want to come and have a cup of tea, but nobody will open the door. Yeah. He may be saying, I'm in the neighborhood, you still have a few more breaths, don't worry. I'm just here to, I'm tired. Nobody will open the door. Yeah. And same thing, the one who gives parking tickets, nobody likes. If you see the person, you get in the car and run, you drive away. So some karma, yeah. Blessed by Yama, the parking meter person. But some people, they are, everybody loves them and everybody leaves presents for them around this holiday time. Male person. Nobody runs away. Oh, give what you have for me today. Wonderful. Have a nice day. Lovely. And here are some cookies for you in the mailbox. Yeah, you treat the male person like Santa because male person is Santa around the holidays. Yes. But Lord Yama is not very popular. And so this Mrityu discussed here in this verse that I just chanted, which makes everyone runs at the thought of Bhagavan, runs to do the bidding of Bhagavan. So this is what is Chinmaya. So that consciousness that pervades everything, that consciousness which is the ruler of the, which is manifest as the ruler, which is available as Bhagavan, as the manifest ruler of the universe. Both have to be taken for it to be Mahavakya. And that consciousness which I cognize as myself. Are you here? Yes. Who said yes? Me. Who is this me? The one who says, Tvam Vang Mayas Tvam Chinmayaha. That one. And then what? Tvam Anandamayaha. And here Anandamaya is not Vikara of Ananda. Why? Because it is being addressed to Bhagavan. Here is where, you can't just know grammar, you have to know its application. You cannot say Anandamaya Kosha. Yes, Anandamaya. Bhagavan is also just Matram eva upajivati. In this one, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it says, based on which the 7th chapter of the entire Panchadashi is there, And Matram eva upajivati means a small piece of this Ananda. He is enjoyed by the lowly mortals, where Bhagavan has got a big piece, storehouse, big piece of the cake, and you are just going to get some scraps. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says that as long as you are focused outward where? To all the directions that we just blocked off. Yeah. As long as you are focused outwards, then you will just be at the begging like a doggy at the table of Ananda, the table of your own glory, which you have not internalized, which you have not assimilated. And what are you doing as a result? You're saying, please give me Ananda, de do, please give. You're begging for an encounter, a little change of circumstances, a little cushion that is a little more better to cushion your fall, a little bit of, some chap, something to eat, some tongue satisfaction, eye satisfaction, something. You're just begging as a beggar, some experiential Ananda. That is the problem with experiential Ananda. But what are we talking about here? One whose Swarupa is Ananda. One whose Swarupa is all joy. That's why all the Devatas have smiling countenances. Even then it's so difficult to relate, Otherwise, if you make Devatas frowning, nobody will go to the temple. Yeah. Nobody will go. So all the Devatas are smiling because they are Anandamaya. They are not begging for Ananda. So what is this that is being begged for? What is this thing that is being begged for? We have to understand this very clearly. Happiness? You're begging for happiness? Yes. How long you want to be happy? 5 minutes? 1 hour? No? All the time. Correct? And when do you want to be happy? Starting now? No. Starting from yesterday, even before that. I want to be happy all the time. Where do you want to be happy? Here? Yes. There? Yes. Purastat? Yes. Paschattat? Yes. Uttarattat? Yes. Dakshinattat? Yes. I want to be happy if I am in the north, if I am in the south, if I am in the east, if I am in the west. Wherever I am, I want to be joyous. And what are you? Joyous. You are already what you want to be. That's why karma doesn't work. Karma yoga, through which raga dveshas are conquered, works, and jnanam works to understand this. So you see, the term Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. These are the 3 words used to describe or define Brahman. They are not attributes, it is a definition. And what is that? Satyam, that which is. The is which fulfills 2 conditions. The is never negatable, and the is always unchanging. Abadhitam sat trikale pitishtati iti sat. The is has to fulfill these 2 conditions. And then it's a is which is not like a block of wood, inert. You know? What is this is? It is a conscious presence. This is conscious, and it's a presence. It's you. How do you know? Because I can say I am. And this conscious presence which exists is limitless, limitlessly existent, limitlessly conscious. This is what is called Anantyam of Brahma. Brahmanaha Anantyam. The Anantata, the endlessness, the limitlessness comes because it is not limited to a particular name and form, and also because it is limitlessly existent and limitlessly present, limitlessly conscious. And that consciousness is not broken up or divided into knower known knowledge. That consciousness. So this consciousness alone is Brahman. But then when you talk about Atma, so that is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, from the standpoint of when we describe Brahman. But then Atma, what happens? Sacchidananda. Same thing. Sat is common, and the Jnanam is known as Chit here, because it's immediately available. I am. Aham iti sakshat spurati. It is always present as I, never shuts up. Doesn't know how to say, I should keep quiet, I should not keep repeating myself and saying I am. It will still say I am. And when it says I am, it's not just saying I am. It's actually very covertly saying I am means I know I am. And I know everything else is, but I know I am. I know what I know. I know what I don't know. So the I am has been quietly converted into Chit, Sat Chit, I know I am. I know. That knowing is a being, that being is a knowing being. It's wonderful. And then the Ananta of the definition in the Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma is converted into what? What's the difference? Hello? Huh? Sat Chit? Ananda. Why is this conversion? Satyam, Jnanam, Ananta. Anantam, Sat Chit, Ananda. The Ananta is converted into Ananda. Why? So that this idiotic jiva understands. Real. Because otherwise the idiotic jiva wants to pursue only Ananda. And the concept of Ananta is not even in the purview of one's definition. What is eternal? I mean, what is this word called eternal, which we don't really use? This is one of the few occasions. Therefore, enjoy it. So, what is this? What is this thing called eternal? Eternal means what? We don't understand what that is. Eternal means something that is there for a long time, like that which is chronic. Chronic we understand, because one is chronically plagued by samsara. So, chronic you understand very quickly. Chronic means continuing for a long time. This is the chronicle of my life, that everything is chronic. All ailments are chronic, chronic, chronic. And what do the doctors mean by saying chronic? Don't ask us to cure you. Stay with it, that's all. Yeah. So chronic, I know, means for a long time. So in my understanding, in the average uninitiated to this knowledge, Jiva's understanding, in one's understanding, this chronic replaces the eternal. Chronic means nitya. So every nityam is, oh, I'm always having this. I'm always having this, backache and knee ache and everything aches chronically. And to make matters more interesting, they have come out with a new disease called, not new, but relatively new, chronic fatigue syndrome. See what I'm saying? Chronic means, fatigue means you're always tired, that's all. You're always tired. And it's a syndrome because it has some, whatever there is one virus, dormant in everybody, but in the ones who have this chronic fatigue, it is dormant in everyone, barring the ones who have this disease. Why do I say barring the one who has this disease? Because the name of the virus is Epstein-Barr. It was discovered by two scientists, Epstein and Barr. It is named after them. What a thing, what a karma to have a virus named after you. Anyway, so here we have the Ananda. We don't understand Ananta at all. Ananta means that which hangs around uncomfortably for a long time. Because happiness certainly is not Ananta. Anybody will tell you that. Happiness is fleeting. Happiness is elusive. Happiness is only when I encounter this, that or the other. So my counter of happiness depends upon a number of encounters. That's why I become a experience hunter. Because that is something I want to have. I want to gain. And I always feel it is away from me. Even though 1,000, holy texts tell me, in every religion tell me that actually you are the source of that happiness. Ultimately it's an inside job. Yeah, I know. Brush that aside. And then what? Let me go on a little trip. Everybody needs a trip. Then you need a change, Somebody said, I need a change after Vedanta. I've been listening too much. Namaha, that's all you say. What else is there to say? Namo Namaha you can say in extreme situations. So, this happiness is what is sought by the person is happiness. What is immediately sought by the seeking individual is happiness. But what they really mean when they say I am seeking happiness is that happiness should be free of time and space. So what are we talking about? What is the only thing that is free of time and space? Limitlessness. So really speaking, when we are talking of happiness, we are talking of limitlessness. Happiness from the standpoint of the individual who knows not what they seek, who don't know what they seek. They could be seeking so many things, but really they are seeking preyas when they really want shreyas, to put it in the language of the Kathopanishad. Preyas means that which makes me happy. Shreyas means the only thing that is exalted, which is, nitya. Everything else is anitya. So that happiness which has the graph of going up and down, increases, recedes, increases, recedes. We had a very interesting retreat in Atlanta last time. Ananda Mimamsa, the measure of happiness. And then what is the measure of happiness? You have your ideal, typical happiness. I should be strong, I should have money, should have all kinds of comforts. Okay, make that some kind of a one unit of human happiness, your final dream. And then what? Just we'll do some mathematics, that's all. Multiply that by 100, Te ye satam manusha anandaha. Then what happens? Sa eko gandharvanam anandaha. Manushya gandharvanam anandaha. So when you multiply that, your dream world of happiness into 100, then you get 1 unit of happiness enjoyed by the lower rung celestials. Who are the lower rung celestials? The chaiwalas, the people who bring chai to Indra and Varuna, those people. These are the lower rung celestials. And they are going with little glasses of tea. Chaya, chaya, chai, chai, coffee, coffee. And they are happier than you. They are enjoying more happiness than you. Something is wrong with this picture, They are the gophers. They are just, Indra calls, hey, take this and deliver it to that other person, Hey, find out if that new entrant has come to heaven. These are the fellows, Manushya Gandharvas. Or you can also say, since the word Gandharva has come, they are performers. They are not performers like, Ravi Shankar or, Pavarotti. They are not that kind of, level of performers. They are street singers, On the gateway of heaven, thoda sa baith gaya, ga liya, something you sing and you just, truss up a crowd. This is what they are. And they are infinitely happier than you. What does that mean? Something is wrong with this picture of measurements. And then does the insult stop there? No. Then you multiply their happiness by 100 times. Then you have, what is that? The officers, the celestial officers Ananda. Then you multiply that by 100 times. Then you have the celestial managerial Ananda. Then you multiply that by 100 times. Then you have the celestial VP Ananda. And then you multiply that by 100 times. Finally you get Brahmaji's Ananda. And then it goes on and on and on. All the time quietly there is one individual enjoying that same Ananda at every level. How? What is this person doing? Is this person the CEO of some company? No. The person is just wearing some orange, piece of cloth, sitting under a tree. Sa eko manusha anandaha shrotriyasya chaka mahatasya. That is the chorus here in this particular refrain. Shrotriya, the one who has studied and assimilated this knowledge. And akama hataha. Be careful when you resolve this compound. Akama hataha. Not akamena hataha. Akama hataha means, na kamena hataha. Not destroyed and hijacked by desires. So one who is free of longings and one who has gained this knowledge, both are necessary. If you are just free of longings without the knowledge, you are repressed, that's all. It's only you are able to transcend the desire when you get that which you really desire is not the objects but the subject alone. And so this subject is not subject to sorrow. And then this refrain, Te ye shatam manushya gandharvanam anandaha sa eko gandharvanam anandaha shrotriyasya chaka mahatasya shrotriyasya chaka mahatasya. Right from the beginning to the end, this refrain does not stop. And the shrotriya and the akamahata wins. The rest of the people are just, what's that? Swinging on their scale of comparison, looking to the people behind them and feeling good, better, and looking to the people above them and feeling sad. They are constantly trapped in the trapeze of comparative ananda, swinging back and forth. up just above in the net of samsara. That's all it is, like these acrobatics. They are into Ananda acrobatics. Yeah. But the Shrotriya and the Akamahata is that which sustains everything, is out of this whole circus of samsara, is just there, quietly sitting on the roadside under a tree, enjoying all levels of Ananda. Why? Because the person has understood Ananta is Ananda. Ananta from the description of the vision, Ananda from the human pursuits. So, Tvam Anandamayaha means you are that Ananda. We can take it on many levels. Tvam Anandamayaha and Tvam Brahmamayaha means you are that Ananda which I really seek. What I seek is Ganapati. What I seek is not, all these experiences. And what I seek ultimately is not just Ganapati. What I seek is to know what Ganapati knows. To be what Ganapati is. That is what I really seek. And this seeking is myself alone. So Tvam Anandamayaha. And also you represent that Ananda which is talked about in the Upanishads, including this Upanishad. And so please show me that I am that. Because it doesn't say Tvam Anantaha, it says Tvam Anandaha, to bring it home that this is really ultimately your pursuit. And then for good measure, Brahmamayaha is also given. Not that you are a vikara of Brahman or you are full of Brahman. No. You are Brahman itself. You are Sakshat Brahman itself. Again Mahavakya. Tvam Anandamayaha. Tvam Brahmamayaha. So Ananda with reference to the self, Brahman with reference to the whole. You are one and the same. That means what? I am one and the same. I am that. You are me. Whenever I have Ananda, that means Ganapati is present. Yeah. Whenever I am in touch with that Swarupananda which is myself, whenever the ragadveshas and all the kamas can be suspended and I enjoy this Ananda, it is Bhagavan itself that is presiding in me as me. More we shall see next weekend. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Questions? Everybody is active, answering all the questions. Very good. Yeah, what is it that you wish to hear again? Namaste, Laurie. Swarupa Lakshana and Tatastha Lakshana. Yeah, Swarupa means that which doesn't change. Tatastha means that which comes and goes. So Swarupa Lakshana of Brahman is Sat Chit Ananda. Satyam Jnanam Anantam, as we saw. That which is conscious, sentient, that which is of the nature of knowledge, which does not morph into knower known divisions, which transcends those divisions. So that every knower is Brahman alone. And every knower is Brahman. Brahman is not just the knower. And everything that is known is Brahman. Brahman is not just the known. Transcends the known. And that is that. And then Tatastha means Brahman that is manifest as Ishvara, And we cannot bypass that because we live in a manifest Jagat. And so therefore we have this twofold definition, because the Upanishad equates the Jiva to Ishvara, not to Brahman, because we are living in a manifest universe. And if we are pursuing this knowledge in a non-manifest universe, there is no knower, no known, no pursuit, we don't need it. So therefore we have to relate to Ishvara as the truth of ourselves. And that is what is called, Tatastha Lakshana. That's why it becomes very important to pursue. Yeah, very nice. Atad Vakya Vritti Lakshana. Tad Vakya Vritti, Atad Vakya Vritti. Tomorrow, next week when we do this, I will answer that. Because it is going to come up. Yeah. It will come up. Yeah, the blessing is all mine. I feel I am blessed that all of you are here. Thanks to the technology and rishis, from far away we can have this knowledge. Wonderful. In the context of speech, Vangmaya. See, Vak is I, correct? And the one from whom the speech comes, Bhagavan, Tatastha Lakshana. The one, who makes the speech happen, Bhagavan. And then the one who is everything. Speech itself also is non-separate from whom? Swarupa Lakshana. Very simple. Yeah, I didn't understand. That's what you said. Okay. Om. See you day after tomorrow for Hastamalakiyam, day after tomorrow afternoon. Om.
We'll send for Sanskrit with Janani.
No, I am saying, see, then they will see me. I am talking only of myself.